Now live from the Cake Studios, this is Cake News on your side at 5.
The pro football team in Washington, D.C. is looking for a new name. The Redskins' name is gone.
Plus, the coronavirus hits a local school for the developmentally disabled. What Heartspring is doing to protect the rest of its students and staff.
And
okay, motion carried, 13-0. We will cancel the fair.
For the first time in history, the Kansas State Fair is canceled. Cake News at 5 starts right now. Add another one to the list of coronavirus cancellations, the Kansas State Fair. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Morgan Mobley in for Deb Ferris.
And I'm Craig DeGrelli. The board pulled a 180. After voting to have the fair a couple weeks ago, it is now off. Our Greg Miller has more on the decision and what's next. Greg.
Well, over the last few years, the State Fair has drawn 300,000 people plus to the city of Hutchinson, and it has not been canceled in that entire time. That changed when the board made a big decision today.
Everybody understand the motion?
The Kansas State Fairgrounds in Hutchinson will look completely different this year. Instead of thousands of spectators and vendors, these grounds will remain mostly empty.
Motion carried, 13-0. We will cancel the fair.
The State Fair Board met to shut down the fair for the first time ever. It all came down to numbers. Half of the fair's vendors pulled out, citing COVID concerns, a lack of workers, and travel costs. Surrounding states canceled those fairs too, which made it that much more expensive to come to Hutch.
And when that becomes public, that we're going to have just 50% of the vendors that we would normally have, I think a lot of people would question whether or not it was going to be an event worth going to.
It's a complete reversal from just 2 weeks ago when the Fair Board voted to keep going. But as the number of vendors got lower and lower and the number of virus cases got higher and higher, there was a change of heart.
Some sponsors that had expressed support for moving forward this year likewise reconsidered.
Some events may still happen. The Fair's board will now look at options to hold 4-H, FFA, and livestock events in some fashion. But it's an historic cancellation nonetheless.
And when we don't have those, it's really going to limit our ability to do some of those things.
The fair was supposed to begin on September 11th. The board is now looking to work out those details for some of the remaining events they'd like to see still happen. Greg Miller, Cake News, on your side.
Greg, thank you. Our team coverage continues. The economic impact. The cancellation of the State Fair means no corn dogs, funnel cakes, or fried Oreos. It also means vendors and local businesses that depend on the event will be missing out on major bucks this year. Cake's Lacey Williams is live in Hutchinson with more.
Yeah, Morgan, the State Fair brings in 340,000 people to these grounds in Hutchinson every year. And with the decision to cancel the fair, that means Kansas could miss out on millions. Now, it's the biggest event in the state, bringing in around $74 million for the state each year. At least 600 vendors and businesses set up shop in Hutchinson for the event. Many of the vendors rely on this event to make the majority of their sales for the year. Now they will stay home. The cancellation also has a ripple effect on the local economy, including local restaurants and hotels who depend on families coming in from out of town every year, bringing in at least $18 million to the Reno County area alone. The money also supports hundreds of jobs in this area. And like Greg was saying, the board did decide to move forward with some large livestock events. They will meet in early August to figure out those costs and any updates. Live in Hutchinson, Lacey Williams, Cake News on your side.
Lacey, a lot of money lost, and that is a shame. Tonight, 6 employees and 3 students have tested positive for coronavirus at Heartspring in northeast Wichita. The school on East 29th near Rock is home to students with special needs and disabilities. All 450 employees at the school will be tested. About 50 are currently under quarantine awaiting test results. A school administrator says Heartspring has reduced class sizes and person-to-person contact by keeping students at small group homes.
It's been hard for some of them and a change of routine. Children with autism really crave that routine, but many of them are doing well because they are at home, and you see with most teenagers, being at home is a comfortable place.
Rachel Mayberry says the school already had strict cleaning measures in place. They've also been in contact with parents who are worried about their children.
People lined up for free COVID-19 testing in Valley Center. The mobile testing site was this morning at the Valley Center Community Center on Clay Street. Testing was available to anyone showing symptoms of the illness or anyone who came into contact with someone with the virus. The mobile testing will return to Mulvane soon. Call 211 to find out if you're eligible for the test. Stay with Cake News for continuing coverage of the coronavirus pandemic on air and online at cake.com/coronavirus.
Prosecutors have now charged a Wichita father with crimes after his 2-year-old son drowned in a pool last week. 44-year-old William Kabudu faces murder and child endangerment charges. His young son drowned last week in a neighborhood pool near 55th South and Hydraulic at around 10 o'clock at night. Investigators say Kabudu was drunk and allowed his 2 children to bypass the pool fence. The toddler went into the water and did not come up. The father was unable to get in to save him because the gate was locked. Well, a hot start to the work week, and it's only going to get hotter.
Certainly is feeling like the middle of July, that's for sure. Meteorologist Jay Prater now on what to expect if you're heading out tonight. Jay?
If you're going to be out this evening, it's just going to be, rather warm to hot. As far as a severe weather threat, western Kansas is under severe thunderstorm watch until midnight, but we won't see those storms really make their way across the border until between 6 and 7 o'clock. There are no severe thunderstorms ongoing in Cakeland. Eastern Colorado on the plains, that's where they're popping up and starting to move eastward. Our primary threat, the area highlighted here, not everybody in the highlight will see one, but a few storms may have a wind gust up to 80 miles per hour. Across eastern Colorado, 2 to 3 inch hail from a few storms. By the time they get into Cakeland, I'm thinking maybe 1.5 inches or slightly larger hail. The tornado threat's practically zero, and any flooding would be very brief and very localized. It's just nothing but sunshine. We're at 91, but the heat index is 97 because of that muggy dew point of 70 degrees. So if you're going to be out and about this evening, 91 at 6, 90 at 7, 89 at 8, still the heat index will be into the lower 90s. So we got a round of thunderstorms that's in western Kansas, probably going to run out of gas before it gets to Wichita. We'll have more on that timing coming up.
The execution of a triple murderer is put on hold. Coming up, why a judge put a stop to it just hours before it was supposed to happen.
Also, a fire continues to burn aboard a Navy ship. Look at this. An explosion left dozens of people injured. Next, the #1 concern for firefighters on tugboats.
Safety is rule number 1 when I fly. Before each flight, I check every part of the plane for the safety of my passengers and myself.
Augusta traffic, Aero 8 Mike Alpha now departing 18.
It's no different when I'm preparing a forecast. I look at every tool in our arsenal to ensure the viewers across Cakeland are safe.
Trust Jay Prater, your weather authority. Cake News, on your side.
Rioting and robbery, arson and tearing down monuments. The liberal mob is creating chaos in America. Their radical agenda? Defund our police. Conservative businessman Tracy Mann will stand with President Trump to enforce the rule of law and restore order to our cities. Tracy Mann will support our brave police officers and crack down on Antifa terrorists. Tracy Mann is the law and order Trump conservative.
I'm Tracy Mann, and I approve this message.
If you are even thinking about improving your home with new carpet, this is the best time at Horton's Carpet's best August clearance sale ever. We have negotiated special prices with our manufacturers to bring you the best carpets for much lower prices. This all happens now through the end of August, and like always, you will receive Horton's employee installation that's guaranteed for life. Horton's Carpet's August clearance sale. Now is the best time to buy.
Channel 963, a proud member of the Cakeland Radio Network.
Kansas is moving backwards. Career politicians are pushing socialism. Government is shutting down businesses and churches. Democrats are suggesting defunding the police. We need to stop the Kansas insanity. Let's get Kansas moving forward. I'm pro-life, pro-gun, and pro-God. I'll protect your constitutional rights. If you want Kansas to get moving in the right direction, vote for Dave Lindstrom for the United States Senate on August 4th. I'm Dave Lindstrom, and I approve this message.
The dentures that I already had were too short, so it made my face shrink, looked like I didn't have teeth in my mouth.
Mini Dental Implants of America has changed its name to One Place Dental Implant Center. Same quality implant experience with Dr. Lowen, all in one place.
When I got to the end results, oh my, it's almost like I don't realize at this point that I don't have real teeth much anymore.
From consultation to a long-term solution, One Place Dental Implant Center.
I gained my life back.
I'm Dr. Roger Marshall, and I approve this message.
May 16, 2012, federal agents swarm Bob Hamilton's business, investigating Alejandro Manrique, the illegal alien Hamilton hired as a plumber. They seized company documents, revealing Hamilton employed the illegal for 2 years. 2 years Bob Hamilton sent an illegal alien into people's homes, breaking our trust, putting lives in danger just to make a buck. Now Hamilton wants Kansans to hire him. Not a chance. Too much risk.
This is Cake News at 5 with Deb Ferris, Craig Negrelli, and your Cake First Alert forecast with meteorologist Jay Prater. Cake News, on your side.
Flames continue to burn at a Navy ship in San Diego that caught fire after an explosion yesterday.
Dozens of people were hurt in the blast that happened as the ship was undergoing renovations. Romina Puga has the latest.
The USS Bonhomme Richard still smoldering today, more than 24 hours after an explosion rocked the Navy ship.
We continue to fight the ship both on board and from above. The superstructure and the upper decks continue to burn and have sustained damage.
At least 57 people were injured on the San Diego-based vessel. They were treated for heat exhaustion and smoke inhalation. Today, only 5 remain in the hospital, all in stable condition. The fire burning so hot on the 840-foot ship that teams of fire crews could only stay on board 15 minutes at a time, rotating in and out to fight the blaze.
We had the explosion. Right now we're taking all personnel and their gear off the pier.
Tugboats surrounding the USS Bonhomme Richard, spraying water from afar. The fire remains 2 decks from where the fuel is stored, making it a priority to stop the flames from getting too close. But the flames aboard are still sending up huge plumes of smoke visible around San Diego.
As we continue to fight the fire, we remain cognizant of environmental concerns regarding the water and air quality, and we recommend following county advisories for safety out of abundance of caution.
The Navy told ABC News the fire will likely burn for days. The National Weather Service now recommending nearby residents keep their windows shut today, tweeting concentrations may reach unhealthy levels across parts of the San Diego metro. And with the ship loaded with fuel, neighboring military vessels, the USS Fitzgerald and the USS Russell, have been moved to prevent potential explosions.
The cause of the explosion is under investigation. The ship was undergoing routine maintenance when it happened. In Colorado, Romina Puga, ABC News.
A U.S. district judge has ordered a new delay in federal executions hours before the first lethal injection was scheduled in Indiana. The death sentence of Daniel Lewis Lee, a white supremacist who killed a family of 3 during a robbery, is on hold. The judge cited ongoing challenges to the federal government's lethal injection protocol. The decision applies to 3 other federal inmates also on death row, including 2 Kansans.
Investigators have found a body at a lake in Southern California, and the sheriff confirms it is missing Glee actress Maya Rivera. Rivera disappeared after she and her 4-year-old son went boating on the lake 5 days ago. Searchers found her son alone and sleeping in the boat. Investigators believe the 33-year-old Rivera drowned.
Now today's missing in Kansas.
Friends and family continue to push for answers on a Wichita man who went missing in early June. They are hoping to find out what happened to Brian Butler. He was last seen at his home on East Grail Street near George Washington Boulevard in East Harry in Wichita. This past month, a few dozen people put up flyers, including his brother Bruce. He said he is grateful that neighbors noticed that his brother had not been home in a while. They say this is not like him. Brian has been missing since June 9th. He is 5'8", 125 pounds with white hair and green eyes. He has a goatee and glasses and is now 63 years old. So he had a birthday recently. Family has looked inside of Brian's home to find out, what is missing, if anything is all there. And from what they can tell, everything is at his house. So this has raised their concerns for his well-being. The community has come together with a Facebook group called finding Brian Butler. You're welcome to go and join at and help that search to go and bring him home. Many people are sharing Brian's story on that Facebook group to help keep his story alive. If you happen to know what happened to Brian or where he is, go ahead and contact Wichita Police. It would mean the world to his family. The police can be reached at 316-268-4111. Reporting at the studio and at Lawless, KIC News on your side.
A stampede is coming. Ford is bringing back a popular SUV. What's back by popular demand for the first time in 25 years? That's coming up.
Wood floors that are waterproof and worry-proof. We got them. The Floor Project.
I'm a former F-15 pilot, and I know how to take on a target.
In Congress, conservative fighter Dr. Bill Clifford will work to open new markets for Kansas farmers and ranchers, cut taxes to rebuild the Trump economy, crack down on illegal immigration and sanctuary cities, support our police, and stand with Donald Trump to defend our values.
I'm Bill Clifford. I'm ready to get back in the cockpit and take aim at big government, and that's why I approve this message.
At Rustiak Ford, the summer savings start now. Get our hottest savings on over 400 new Fords in stock, like new Escapes, just $259 a month. New Explorers, just $365 a month. Plus, new F-150s, just $399 a month. And beware of other dealers' fine print. We have honest pricing with just $2,500 due at signing. So get your summer off to a sizzling start, only at rustiakford.com.
Air Force veteran Bill Clifford, doctor, businessman, outsider, pro-Trump conservative. Bill Clifford defended our freedom flying F-15 Eagles around the world. In Congress, Bill Clifford and President Trump will protect farm jobs, secure the border, protect our rights, and fight for us. From the cockpit of an F-15 to the halls of Congress, Dr. Bill Clifford is the pro-Trump, pro-Second Amendment outsider Kansas needs. With Honor Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
As we celebrate 25 years of renewal by Andersen in our communities, we reflect on the times we've shared together. By installing long-lasting trust with our customers, we've become the preferred window and door company by homeowners. For the first time ever, we're offering no money down, no interest, no payments for 25 months. To add to that, we're offering $200 off each window, plus 50% off installation. Call us today to get started. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
There's a simple reason nothing gets done in Congress. Everyone treats the other party like the enemy. I take a different approach. First, I'm a doctor, and I got into public service simply to improve people's lives. That's it. I'm just not into the political fights that get us nowhere. I'm focused on the basics. Your healthcare costs, your jobs. And in the U.S. Senate, I'll work with both parties to get things done. I'm Barbara Bollier, and of course I approve this message.
Now, your KIC First Alert forecast with meteorologist Jay Prater.
Be ready for another round of severe storms across parts of western Kansas. A watch until midnight Central Time as we go live to the edge. Nothing's really imminent here. The thunderstorms are still in eastern Colorado, and they're going to congeal more into a line, and that will make wind damage the primary risk. Not everybody in the yellow highlight will see severe weather, but some storms could have wind gusts approaching 80 miles per hour. Hail between 1 to 2 inches, not out of the question either. Nothing but sunshine here at the KIC Studios. 89 degrees. The heat index is 94 because it's awfully humid. As we go live to our new camera over at Fort Hays State, plenty of sunshine. 94, you throw in that dew point of 71. That gives you a heat index of 102 on the campus. Let's go to Garden City. A little bit of high, thin cloud cover, but 93 feels like 97 degrees. Final stop will be Goodland. Here we are. Plenty of sunshine. 99. The winds are out of the southeast at 16 miles per hour. On the thermometer, 102 in Elkhart, 100 Johnson, and Liberal, 99 in Hill City. But you got to take the dew points into consideration. Look at all these 70-plus dew points. So heat index values, 107 in Liberal. That is a scorcher. 104 Hill City, 104 also in Elkhart, 105 in Johnson, compared to a relatively cooler 97 in Wichita, 95 in Hutch and Salina. But heat index values for Wichita, for Hutch, Salina will be higher tomorrow. Look at the winds gusting in excess of 20 miles per hour. So it's one of those, breezy to kind of windy days. We had strong to severe thunderstorms in western Kansas. What was left of them were sub-severe, along with the cloud cover that moved out of south central and southeast Kansas this morning. And then there's the next round of thunderstorms we're dealing with. And we still have this flow in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere where occasionally we'll get this little wave come over the top and trigger these rounds of thunderstorms. As you look at the RPM model, by 7 o'clock, starting to bring some of the first storms across the border. Here they come at 10 o'clock, that wind damage threat. But notice, by 2 in the morning, they start knocking on the door, but they weaken very quickly. So it's not even guaranteed that we'll even see rain in Wichita. Tomorrow we'll get back into sunshine. But we're going to usher in a little bit of cooler air, especially along and north of I-70 tomorrow. But what's going to happen tomorrow afternoon and evening? Another round of scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms, and some could be isolated, strong to severe. So let's talk about temperature, though. Let's get into tomorrow morning, because in the wake of that batch of thunderstorms that rolls through, notice how some cooler air rolls in. Highs will be 80s to lower 90s across Russell, Hayes off to the west. Still awfully hot, mid to upper 90s, for south central Kansas and extreme southwest Kansas. And let's get into Wednesday, though. Wednesday, this is going to be the quote-unquote coolest day of the week. Look at all these highs ranging from lower 80s to around mid-90s, but you got to factor in the heat index values. Tomorrow for Wichita, for Hutch, it will be hotter. We're talking century plus in terms of heat index, whereas Russell, Hayes, Goodland, you get a break tomorrow. You're not going to be triple digit. And as we look into Wednesday, look at it, everybody gets a break except for extreme south central and southeast Kansas from that century mark in terms of the heat index. So Wichita and south central Kansas tonight, well after midnight, some thunderstorms late. Hutch, Pratt, a little better chance of seeing one than Wichita. It's going to be hard to be hanging on to severe by the time they're here. But tomorrow, that 97 will feel like about 106 to 107. That 101 at Medicine Lodge will feel like 110 degrees with the heat index. And then scattered thunderstorms Tuesday night, ending Wednesday morning. Mid-90s Wednesday and Thursday. And then we're going to turn to the thermostat for the weekend. Triple digits, heat index values pushing 105 to 110. North central Kansas tonight, smaller chance of a lingering thunderstorm rolling in from western Kansas, upper 60s to lower 70s. Tomorrow, heat index 100 to 105. The high will be about 96 and Hayes on the thermometer. And the 30% storm chance tomorrow night, ending early on Wednesday. Isolated storm chance on Thursday. Now, Wednesday's the coolest day with a high of 90, but back to the upper 90s and even as hot as 100 on Sunday. And for western Kansas, we will see some severe thunderstorms rolling in from Colorado. Lows will range from 62 in Goodland to 73 in Ashland. And then tomorrow, the risk of late afternoon and evening, some thunderstorms again on the strong to severe side. But notice how highs, mid-80s to mid-90s northwest Kansas, lower 90s to upper 90s across the southwest. And as far as the planner goes, Wednesday, southwest Kansas, the high about 88. That's your coolest day. But we're right back to the triple digits. 102 Friday, 100 Saturday, Sunday, and even across northwest Kansas, 84 on Wednesday. And then we start warming right back up. We will see 100 Saturday and Sunday with smaller chances for storms. Morgan?
Thanks, Jay. Washington's NFL team will soon get a new name. The team announcing it's dropping its controversial name and logo, widely seen as racist, for 87 years.
Wichita's new station for alternative rock is Alt 107.3. Alt 107.3. This is Alt for Wichita with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, 21 Pilots, Green Day, Foo Fighters, Muse, Pearl Jam, Cage the Elephant, Coldplay, Weezer, and more. Wichita's alternative rock. Alt 107.3.
Chris Kobach, failed candidate for governor, now wants to be our U.S. Senator? The same Chris Kobach who has ties to white nationalists? Kobach's Senate campaign paid a man who regularly posted hateful comments about Jews and racial minorities on a white nationalist website. In fact, this same white nationalist filed the paperwork that registered Kobach's current Senate campaign in Kansas. Chris Kobach? He can't possibly represent Kansas. Plains Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Make the move to internet that's all about you. Cox Internet, starting at just $19.99 a month for up to 10 megs. Be up and running on move-in day. If you add Gigablast, you'll get faster than fast speeds. And you can pause your Wi-Fi anytime when you add panoramic Wi-Fi. Get more than a new home. Get internet that puts you at the center. Cox Internet, starting at $19.99 a month for up to 10 megs. Call or click today.
Fun lives here at Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Dodge City, Kansas. Don't miss the Ram truck giveaway this July. One lucky winner will drive away in a 2020 Ram truck from Lopp Motors on Friday, July 24th. See you at Boot Hill Casino and Resort for big jackpots, the best games, and nonstop fun.
Illegal immigrants steal jobs that hardworking Americans need, and Bob Hamilton has helped them do it. Hamilton refused to use E-Verify to check on the immigration status of his workers. So careless, Bob Hamilton ended up hiring an illegal immigrant who was convicted of identity theft. Giving Kansas jobs to criminal illegal aliens? That's Bob Hamilton's record on illegal immigration. Keep Kansas Great is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The new Greystone, new menu, and now open for lunch, 21st and Webb.
Big changes coming for Washington's NFL team.
The Washington Redskins are dropping the franchise name and logo. The name change comes after pressure from sponsors and decades of criticism that the name Redskins and images are offensive to Native Americans. Earlier this month, team owner Dan Snyder launched an organizational review of the name. It is unclear when he will announce the new name.
Meanwhile, a Major League Baseball team is not changing its name. The Atlanta Braves will keep its name, but says it's reviewing the Tomahawk Chop chant, an arm movement done by fans at home games. The chant has been used by fans since the early 1990s.
Same topic, North High School in Wichita might get a new mascot. The team name is Redskins. Later this month, the Board of Education will have a public meeting on whether to change the mascot. It will take place on July 30th.
The Ford Bronco is back after being out of production for nearly 25 years. Ford is unveiling a new line of Broncos tonight across Disney TV channels, including ABC, ESPN, and National Geographic. Or you can see the reveal on Ford's YouTube page. The new vehicles include a two-door mid-size version of the off-road SUV, a four-door version, and a smaller off-roader called the Bronco Sport.
If you have not filed your 2019 federal income tax return yet, the clock is ticking. This year's tax deadline is this Wednesday, July 15th. The IRS postponed the April deadline due to the coronavirus pandemic. If you still have not filed, you might want to do it online. There's been a huge backlog of paper tax returns because so many IRS employees are working from home. Taxpayers can request an extension to October 15th, but you still have to submit the extension form by July 15th.
The pandemic is being blamed for a critical shortage of local election workers. Coming up tonight on Cake News at 6, who's needed and how you can get involved and help.
And tonight on Cake, country music's hottest night, the CMA Best of Fest, hosted by country star Luke Bryan. Then join us for Cake News at 10.
This week, America's public health crisis as COVID-19 cases and deaths continue to climb. What new lessons have been learned? With so much at stake, World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast and now the most watched program in America.
KQAM, a proud member of the Cakeland Radio Network.
You've seen the ads. Hillary Clinton's allies falsely smearing Doc Marshall. Bob Dole says don't fall for it.
Take it from me. I know Roger Marshall, and I trust Roger Marshall.
I'm Dr. Roger Marshall, and I approve this message.
With new Casey's Rewards, you can turn pizza into school donations. Download the Casey's app and earn points you can turn into donations to the schools you care about most. Or turn points into Casey's Cash or fuel discounts. Start earning more ways to give and get a little more good. Casey's Rewards. Points for school, points for you, points for fuel, points for good. Now at Casey's, every fifth fountain drink you buy is free with Casey's Rewards. Casey's, here for good.
Why vote plumber electrical businessman Bob Hamilton?
I'm Trump's biggest fan. I'll drive Washington nuts. Jumpstart the economy. Unplug the career politicians. Drain the swamp. Clamp down on China. Electrify the wall. Quit crying, liberals. It's just a joke. I'm Bob Hamilton. I approve this message because politics as usual is the real joke. It's time to send in the plumber to drain the swamp.
Your mouth, your teeth, your smile, they send a signal about your health. At Kansas Perio and Dental Implants, we know everyone is different. That's why we work with your dentist to craft a custom care plan. Dr. Jason Wagle, a specialist in periodontics, understands the relationship between oral and systemic health. Dr. Tanner Brock, skilled in dental implants and periodontics. They're backed by a caring staff trained with technology that is second to none. When it's time to get serious about your smile, it's time to ask your dentist about Kansas Perio.
You've seen the ads. Hillary Clinton's allies falsely smearing Doc Marshall. Bob Dole says don't fall for it.
Take it from me. I know Roger Marshall, and I trust Roger Marshall.
I'm Dr. Roger Marshall, and I approve this message.
Next ET, get ready, Bachelor Nation. Are we in love?
Are you kidding me? 100%.
It's our pilot Pete and Kelly exclusive. Next ET.
Tonight at 6:30 on Cake.
Severe thunderstorm watch until midnight Central Time for western Kansas. Thunderstorms, they popped up over eastern Colorado. We still got at least an hour or so before they get to the border. We'll keep it on Cake. We'll keep you updated.
That's it for Cake News at 5.
World News Tonight is next, and we'll see you at 6.
For up-to-the-minute news and weather, stay connected to Cake News with Facebook, Twitter, and Cake.com. Cake News, on your side.